Well, the IEC recently releasing its disclosure report on political party funding. It was very interesting and certainly very important. It was published according to the requirements of the Political Parties Funding Act. But there's been a bit of a public debate about this, and the IEC says that they have noted this. Let's find out what they have noted about it and perhaps want to clarify a few things. The Commission's George Mahlangu. Mr. Mahlangu, good to have you with us. So a noting of the public debate means what exactly? What are we concerned about? And what do you want to clarify? Good morning.
Good morning, Gareth, and good morning to our viewers at home. Gareth, we sent a statement, to elucidate what we can do and what we can't do legally. There's an outcry, from the public that we do not probe or we do not enforce political parties that have not disclosed to disclose. So we wanted to put it to the public so that they know that legally there are things that we can do and there are those that we can't.
So let's talk about the things that you can't do then, especially off your first point that the public are saying you didn't probe enough. Is that legally not possible? Can you not dig that deep? Help me understand.
The legislation doesn't grant us powers to do so. What it does, it grants us powers to receive, to record, and to publish declarations that have been disclosed or have been declared by the political parties to us. So what it does, it provides, it gives the onus to the political parties and the donors, because these are dual disclosure, a dual disclosure whereby a political party and the donor must, submit information to us so that we can publish this information. So what we are requesting the public and the society to at least give us a chance until the end of the financial year of the political parties. What's going to happen then is that the political parties are going to prepare their financial statements. Within a period of 3 months, submit those financial statements to independent auditors appointed by them. So political parties are duty-bound to appoint independent auditors, and those auditors are duty-bound to audit the books of the political parties to make sure that they met the requirements of the Political Party Funding Act. Thereafter, those audited financial statements will be submitted to the Commission. We will only know then that whether a particular political party has received a declarable donation and it failed to disclose that donation. We can only know then. In the interim, we only receive, record and publish as received.
So for the moment, you're asking for the public just to be more patient while you're gathering the information, is essentially what you're telling me this morning. Let's talk a little bit then about the kind of action, George, that the IEC will take against parties that do not submit their information as required. What is the IEC going to do? What can you do?
Look, there's a schedule of a maximum, punishment that can be meted against the transgressors, but that can only be done through the Electoral Court, not through the Commission. So if a finding against a particular political party is brought to our attention, or if the auditor's finding, the outcome is that a particular political party has transgressed a particular section, we will then, through the Electoral Court, submit to the Electoral Court that party so-and-so has transgressed the legislation. And there are, maximum fines, depending on what section has been transgressed. It can go up to, 1 million rand per transgression and up to 2 years imprisonment in an event that a particular section has been transgressed.
So you, in a worst-case scenario, a breach of this, George, just before I let you go in the last minute I have with you, you could potentially see a politician behind bars, a politician or a leader of a political party, if they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. Is that what you're telling South Africa this morning?
The political parties appoint an accounting officer. An accounting officer is the official that we deal with. You know, that is the kind, that is the person that will be dealing with in an event of a transgression. It may not be a politician. It will be the person that they have appointed to interact with us on the matters of the compliance with this legislation.
Okay, well, it makes sense, at least I think for the moment. I think we've clarified what has made so many people upset. The IEC's George Mahlangu, always a pleasure to have you with us, IEC Deputy Chief Electoral Officer for Political Party Funding. Just asking the public off the back of that Political Parties Funding Act that they are just waiting for various political parties to have their numbers coming in. They need to be audited from a financial perspective and then handed over to the IEC. And as George Mahlangu says, it does take a little bit longer than some people think it does. But I appreciate the IEC in joining us this morning. Hopefully that